For everyone that has asked me before now, what are we expecting? My answer has been one. You are expecting a great time today. You're going to be motivated, you're going to be inspired, you're going to be challenged to go all out and be more. That I can guarantee you. Not one person will leave here without excitement. At this time of the pandemic, if there's anything you need, it's excitement. I mean, there is enough bad news out there, but there is good news. Here, there is nothing called impossible. Rather than saying it's impossible, you're saying, I am possible. So here, every time, I'm possible. Whatever you want to achieve, trust me, you can. So thank you, every single one that's joining us. You can actually tell your friends to join us on Facebook. We're going live on Facebook. I will be going live on Facebook on a Facebook page called The Game Changers. The Game Changers. We're going live on the Facebook page called The Game Changers. So you can tell your friends to join us on that page and just have fun with us. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be informative. It's going to be educative. You will not leave this webinar the same. Trust me. You can take it to the bank, and that is for real. So the discovery with Udeme Etibensi is going live on Facebook in a moment. So call up your friends. If they haven't registered, they couldn't register, they are losing nothing. It's live on Facebook. So what do we have for today? Let me just see if she's in yet, because I also have something special for you that you don't know about yet. While we're waiting for her, let me go on the house rules, and I have one more thing to unveil to you before she comes on. So, house rules. Because of the fact that we are quite a number of on this call, we are not able to have everybody talking at the same time. So everybody's mic is muted, and is muted so that you are unable to unmute yourself. Understand with us, is so that we can all hear ourselves, hear the speaker, and take the best out of it. Number two, when she's done with her presentation, now while she's talking, you can use the chat. You can put your comments in the chat. You can put questions on the chat. We'll look at it. But when she's done with that presentation, you can raise your hand using the Zoom button, and you'll be acknowledged, and you'll be free to unmute yourself and ask your question. So clearly, there'll be time for question and answer and a bit of interaction that'll be guided. Again, I will say again, feel free to use your chat when you have questions. We'll keep looking at the chat. And while asking your question, I want to ask your permission to please just go straight to the point. Just go straight on to the point and ask your question. And I'm sure she'll be excited, she'll be glad to answer your question. By the time this Zoom meeting is over, not one person will leave here without an answer to whatever the question would be, because she has it all together. It's going to be a great time with her. I'm excited. I barely could not sleep. I'm so excited to be hosting the Futurist today, and it's so amazing. Now, before the Futurist comes on, I have a bonus for you. Now, usually bonuses come after the event, but this bonus is coming before. I'm going to bring in up what person I will call Madam Etiquette. She will take about 5-10 minutes to talk to us, and let her just tell us about herself. I mean, her journey has been incredible. It's been interesting. I've watched her from afar. She speaks plenty English, and she's looking at me and wondering, this girl, you have come again. I've come. She speaks plenty English, and she's always a blessing. So for the next 10 minutes, I know you cannot clap, so I'll clap on your behalf. Receive with me, Madam Etiquette, Yvonne Ebi. The floor is yours, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. A cool lockdown, a cool quarantine. a cool COVID-19, all of it. We're very, very interesting times. And, you know, I told myself that, interestingly, because I have the time now, I've been able to do quite a few things, a bit of and re-strategizing, you know, and just tweaking my mind and finding things out. And for me, it's been a very interesting 3 months, 2 months, and I think, you know, that's what it should be like. So hello, everyone, and welcome to the new normal. Thank you, Team Grace, for this. This is the way life is going to be. We're going to have loads and loads of webinars, loads and loads of virtual sessions. You're going to board meetings over Zoom. You're going to do that. That's the way the world is going to be today. And it might seem like a bit weird, but I want you to think with the new mindsets. This whole journey of life has a lot to do with your mindset. It has a whole lot to do with your mindset. Not where you're born, not what your parents have. No, it's your mindset is your key and instrumental component. If you understand how it works and you allow it evolve, honestly, you will be such a blessing to your generation. If you don't, you will have so much at your disposal, but you'll still be looking for help. So I want to welcome you to a new era. We're right in the middle of, well, as life is going on, just have a twist and a tweak. We have a new era, and it's giving you an opportunity to have a new slate. So you can have a new chapter in your life. Just sit down yourself, what manner of mindset do I have? In this journey of long reach, what you need to have predominantly is a surgery. Once you can get that, you're on the right path. You need to understand how to own it. You have to own your business. You're not doing nobody no favor. You're doing yourself a huge world of favor when you own your business. And that's my story. When I began this journey, the only person I knew who was my upline, Udeme, was extremely busy. So I had to, from the get-go, take hold of my business. And in 6 months, I made my first trip. Think about this business is that onlookers are watching. Onlookers want to see something they can relate with. Now, when you change ranks, it's a fantastic thing in-house. Those who are watching you don't know what the rank change means. They don't understand the interpretation of what is D7 or D5 or D6 or D. They don't know what it means. But when you talk something, when you say a trip, or I earned some money, or I got a car fund, they can relate with. Whatever currency it is, they can quickly do a conversion and know what exactly you earned. So the wisdom in the business is first and foremost an entrepreneurial mindset. To do is own your business. And that means you must find your language. You can't speak everybody's language. So someone said to me, oh, Yvonne, I don't see you write anything about language on Facebook. How in the world are you succeeding? And I laughed. Find your vibe. Find your language. Find your tribe. Very important. I can't do it the way everybody else is doing because I am wired differently. So I take my time to find out exactly how does Yvonne think, because guess what? You will attract your own kind of person. So if I try to be like somebody else, I will confuse my tribe. I will confuse my crowd. I will confuse them. They were like, how in the world can I do this? But if I remain true to myself and I discover how best it works for me and I use that strategy for myself, it will attract my kind of people. So what I write on Facebook, I write about entrepreneurship, about multi-level sometimes, it brings my kind of crowd. Those ones don't want to come out all out, but they want to make extra streams of income. So it's very important for you as a business person to own your business. When you own your business, what you simply do is you find out exactly how would this business work for me? What exactly don't be in a hurry to blow. You know how we call this blow stuff? There's no need for that. Every man is running his own race. Choose your path, find your journey and enjoy it. It's going to be a process. You will not start today and earn a million figures tomorrow. You will not. It's not going to happen. But you will enjoy, you will begin to understand the process. There's a math to multi-level. There's a method to multi-level. And finding your own vibe, finding your own tribe is key to making tangible progress. So there are people in the industry that I look at, that I watch, who understand my language. and who are doing it the way I'm doing it and getting phenomenal results. So what I simply do is I watch people. But beyond that, I also know myself. I understand myself. I understand what works for me. And I'm not going to live in denial or pretend to be somebody else or try somebody else's path. No, I'm going to do what is natural to me, what is true to me. In that way, I will attract my kind of people. Just recently, I told my team, see, begin a journey of, you guys must go out there and own your own businesses. We must use the platforms that are available to us. And they were able to buy it. Why? That's who they are. Why? That's who I am. Why? I was able to attract my team, my tribe. So it's very important for you to understand exactly how it works for you. What is your mode? What is your module? What is your own? How does it work for you? That strategy is the best and natural way for you to do it. So whether I'm at home, whether I'm abroad, whatever I'm doing, I understand the flow. I understand how best to reach out to people like me, and I can very easily attract them to my team. It's the law of attraction. So as they come to you, they're able to find their own themes. They're able to find their own vibes, and they're able to attract their own tribe. It's the same vicious circle. So very important, be at peace, relax, take a chill pill, understand that you must have an entrepreneurial mindset and you must discover yourself. Once you can get those two things done, you're not competing against nobody. You're competing against your former self. As you keep improving, the team keeps improving. Don't inherit a team that would be bigger than you. You don't know what to do. So grow at your pace. Understand the process. It's a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It will take time. I've been here for almost 7 years. So calm down and understand. Celebrate people who are doing great things, but don't underestimate your own vibe. Bring what you're bringing to the table and be happy with it. What did you earn this week? 2,000 naira? Fantastic. What did you earn? 2 million? Awesome. But never think, oh, I wish. No. There's no need for that. Celebrate your small wins, but be taking deliberate steps every time, growing your multi-level team. You have to grow your team. Don't spend all your time on your upline. Honor your upline, but you must remember that your downline is the only way you can grow your business. In this business, the way up is down. So that's really how it works. You understand? This is how it works. It's a multi-level business. Enjoy the process. Don't get upset. It's not a corporate world where everybody has a department. In multi-level, you're everything. You're an entrepreneur. That's how entrepreneurship works.
Yeah.
So learn. It's a hard process, but the rewards are phenomenal and the rewards are sustainable. So stop comparing with how it works in mobile and this is not mobile. This is multi-level. It's different. So understand the process. Calm down and learn. If you don't stoop to learn, you will not grow. Don't think they're not my kind of people. I had to stoop to learn. It wasn't my kind of thing as well, but I had to stoop to learn from people who were making progress. They were not able to string all their sentences together nicely. It didn't matter. With all my Queen's English, what did they do for me? So you have to learn to know where to put things in place, in perspective, and know who to learn from. Calm down and learn. If someone is making progress, stop saying, oh, she's just lucky. Nobody's lucky here. For every PV you earn, it's something you have learned. So calm down and learn from people. Open your mind. Have a broad horizon. Have a broad mindset. Calm down and have an entrepreneurial mindset. Don't be angry with anybody. Learn. Your upline is not owing you jack. Learn, and build your team. This is about people management. It's not about having all the theories and having all the knowledge and knowing everything. No. It's about people management. Once you understand that, you will calm down and help people. So they're having difficult times, you come inside. If you don't want to build slowly, you will not build. You will crash. Check, what's the name, Chabe? Just buying stuff. You will crash. So calm down, take it easy. It's a long journey. It's a process. You will have fun in the process. You will win sometimes. You will lose learn sometimes. And it's all part of the system. So I really want to encourage you and thank you for what you're doing. I celebrate your leader, Reverend Yomi Ute. She's doing a fantastic job. I know you can't clap, but please help me celebrate her for raising her own team. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you so much. I told you I was bringing the bonus before the main dish. Thank you so much. And no matter the business you are on, key nuggets, take ownership. Whatever you're doing, take ownership. Find your tribe. Find your strategy. Just know in life, you are always running your race and always know what works for you. What works for A does not work for B. It's strategy that you can use in any area of life, in any business you are into. Thank you very much, Madam Etiquette. So awesome having you. I appreciate you. I celebrate you. Thank you. I'm clapping for you here. And then our guest is in the house. I wish it was a live meeting. I'm like, ooh, and all the noise and all the noise and all the noise. So our guest is in the house, and I'm so proud to let you know that our guest is in the house, and she'll be coming on shortly. Just before she comes on, I need to introduce her. I wish we could have all the paparazzi. She loves to dance. Let me tell you this. I saw a child dancing yesterday, and I said, I wish I can post this child to Uyo, and I have to have a dancing competition with the Futurist. She loves to dance, and I'm sure she will have loved to give you some dance steps today. So I'll share my screen briefly and as I get to introduce her. Yes, so today I'm calling you all to please join me to meet the Futurist. The Futurist, Udeme Etibensi, is a phenomenal entrepreneur with a knack for group motivation and exceptional interpersonal skills that makes her a sought-after team builder. She's an Amazon and a professional coach. She obtained her first degree in foreign languages, French major, from the University of Calabar and went further for a master's degree in the Regis University, Denver, Colorado, USA. Over the years, she has championed enterprise boosting programs, which she organizes within and outside her state of residence in her penchant to help and restore hope to people. This made Udeme committed to the World Changers Conference, through which she has put up many entrepreneurs at an advantage. Our speaker today is a mother of two. Udeme values family time and is a doting mom to her two sons. She's the author of the bestseller, The Futurist, a journal of our entrepreneurial journey, mirroring entrepreneurship and the urgent need for multiple streams of income. She is a minister of the gospel in her local congregation and has been seen to balance her faith, her career, her motherly responsibilities, thereby keeping her business afloat while still being a loving mom and a minister of the gospel. She is a nation builder, a peak performance coach, and a God lover. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, if you can shout, if you can scream, if you can clap, I know it's Zoom and you are all muted, but please receive with me our speaker for today, our director, the four-star director in the Long Reach, no other but Udeme Etibensi. So I'm clapping on your behalf. Madam Udeme Etibensi, you're most welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The floor is yours. Please unmute yourself. And I'm going to be taking you on this moment. So please unmute yourself. Let's see your pretty face. Always delectable, always pretty, ever on point. I'm waiting to see your face. Everybody is waiting to see your face. Unmute yourself. Let's see your face. Let's see your face. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's see your face. Thank you for muting yourself. We are celebrating you here. And so as you come on, my first question to you, I've read all of that about you, but please just tell us, who is Udeme Etibensi? How has the journey been? Have you always been this awesome, delectable four-star director? Have you always been this millionaire entrepreneur? Who are you and how has the journey been? So ma'am, the floor is yours.
I'm actually trying to get my camera off. I need this thing switched off.
Look at this picture.
I can't get off. I'm sorry to keep us. Please switch on.
Not a problem.
Okay, am I being seen?
We're still seeing your beautiful picture. Yes, we can see you. There you are.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to say good morning
Good
to
morning.
everyone. And okay, that's Mr. Gilbert. Sorry, had a call. I was on a call. I want to say thank you so much to Reverend for having me today. What I'm going to be saying is simple. I heard a few other things you were saying because I was really around the place. I meant to say if I had always looked like this. I think I'm one person that had followed my journey a lot on the social media space, starting from when I started with nothing and always having to own my story because I needed everyone that would ever get to listen to me to go back with one thing. What's the thing? It's not luck. You can't say it's grace. Of course, God has given everyone that grace. But you see, making it look like, oh, it's her thing. It's because it's her. She was born for this. I don't really want to believe it because I always say that there is no way we have such an amazing God that would do what? Get into his own manufacturing plant, if I would put it that way, and just, churn out a moron. That's not the kind of God we have. We have a very intentional God. So I put my story out there so anyone listening could understand that I'm just out here used by God, just like God uses any one of us. But you know what? The thing that's going to make this different for you and I is how you embrace it. It's one thing to own gold and it's in your possession. It's another thing to know how to mine it. So how do you learn the mining and all of those other processes? That's where the growth comes in. So I started out like any normal young entrepreneur that just wanted more out of life. And I share my story in such a way that all I wanted was simple, to feed my children. I just wanted to be sure that I grew up in a home. I found out that my parents were always together, trying to ensure that the 8 of us were fine. So I felt this is normal. This is what life is about. I'll also grow my own family and be there and able to take care of my children. But unfortunately, everything in life doesn't always go the right way you think it would. I started having lots of detours, and one of them was the money not being there, my salary not being enough for the kids, and then their father losing a job and so many other things. So this was me just thinking outside the box. I started demystifying the employee code. I started getting to a place of understanding that if only you can understand that it is not luck, it is not started first. It is not somebody's, when they mean luck too, some people make it look like, in our dialect, they say it was meant to be because it's you. I don't believe in those things. This is a platform that actually empowers anybody who is willing to take the lessons. And what's the lesson? The number one lesson is actually to give up everything you had ever known. I studied foreign languages, came out, taught a little. I'd always done 1 or 2 things by the side, and I felt everything is really about what I know. I tell people until you start learning, you will never earn. You learn, you earn. So I got in here and acted like a 1-year-old and just wanted to learn. Were there really readily people to teach? Most times that's what life does. There were no people teaching. That's the truth. Because our industry is so vast that you meet the good, the bad, the ugly. I had people that wanted to hoard knowledge and all of that. So what did I do? We resort to what works now, which is the 21st century, which is the knowledge that is there. It's on Google. You can read it up. You can think it up. You can pray it up. And then I started out. And at all times, I always tell just one story. That my story is that of a dreamer, dreaming to feed her children. I didn't want much, God knows. I used to just go beg. That was what it was, because when you don't have enough money to pay for something, beg you will enter. Beg for okra, 200 naira. Maune, please just give me, let me feed the boys. Definitely when they pay me. It was that time, it wasn't like I'll never give you. It was like when they pay, because I worked for a commissioner that was sacked by his boss, the governor of that time. So they reshuffled the cabinet. That reshuffling affected my family, affected his too, my boss's family. So they were telling all the teachers to stay on hold. As a matter of fact, my deputy head teacher then, who is in Abuja right now, was the one that was calling me. There's an emergency. I needed to speak. She's in Abuja. We called. We were always like that, because all of us schooled in Unical, got married, and just expected life to be good. But so for 6 months, they owed us. And this is us that we will teach just because we love the children. But we will go back home almost hungry. And this is a school that didn't allow us to do lessons. So somehow we had to find a way to do lessons outside of school. And so that's extra work. You still have to keep coming to a private school, 25,000 naira max. Because I was a French teacher, regular, 20,000. And on top of it, the lessons, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot do that. Because this was like the only school that paid up to that as about 2011 to 12,
wow.
Before I started. So what I'm trying to say in essence is this: I have seen the lows, I've seen the highs. One thing I cannot but tell anybody is to understand that if you go through these processes, like I'm sharing here, a lot will happen to you. Become that dreamer. From dreaming, please move up to becoming someone that actually wants to change the world. I'm not really about the platform we're going to be talking about as much as I am about changing your world, as I am about embracing the unique you, your core, who you are. The truth is, who you are is why you're on this earth. You have a unique DNA. There's something about you. That's why I started with debunking the whole lock. Oh, it's because they started. No, I did not. Many people that are in my level by His grace, or I'm in their level, I met them as high people when I got here. I've told us severally that the foster director I am on our platform, those people that are also foster with me at the moment, we are Diamond 5 and above. When I joined, there were people I used to go look to. And you've seen that it was not just luck, because we've also been able to raise people that are also, gone through this. So gone through those fast processes. So move from becoming just a dreamer, okay, to a world changer. Move from a world changer to becoming what I call a strategic person. How? Strategy is beyond. When you start changing the world, it will be beyond, I want food, I want to feed my children. That's the truth. It will move from that point to, I am impacting lives. People's destinies are tied to what I do. And so I should be about raising people after my kind. Because after all is said and done, money is fickle, food is fickle. You eat, the next second it's out, you eat again. All of those things are temporal, but there's stuff I call eternal. What deposit, what residues you've been able to drop in people's hearts and minds is what I always say. That's you being strategic. You're changing the world. But now understand that you cannot change the entire world. Start from your corner. Start from your team. Start from your family. Grow while doing it. That's the whole strategy. And you know what? People try to be strategic and they're trying to work in 21st century using 16th century model. That's where people have issues. Nobody's ever created to move that way. We are meant to be very proactive with our strategies. So understand, look around your environment, see what is happening, upgrade, grow. And above all, when you do all of this, please narrow down to one thing: become a futurist. Now, you might always think, oh, the whole futurist thing is a cliche. No, it's not. It's not even about my book. It is about life. You're going through a series that we are learning and seeing things. And I tell us that the whole crying and the whole please give me something and the whole please my child is dying and all of those things did not start today. They are actually the result of pre-COVID. The things you did not do in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 is why you are suffering in quotes in 2020. You've heard so many families that either both of them, the both parents, have lost their jobs or something because everybody actually kept one thing in one space. We've always talked about a plan B, that is thinking futuristically. If you read my book, The Futurist, I talked about that a source of income is archaic. Nobody should even do that. No matter whether you're on our platform or not, please get another source of income that doesn't have to do with you directly. That's the truth, because this life, like I say, can be funny. We have seasons, okay? So the next thing is become a futurist. And I'm going to let my host speak a bit before I come back to talk about the whole futuristic thing. Let me get the trend of the conversation so I know that I'm not losing you or you're not losing me. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you very much. You've said so much. I've been writing and writing and writing. I could pick from you immediately that success is not luck. Success is intentional. I hear you say that wherever you are to succeed, it's not about starting first. And then you said, for you to earn, you must learn. And while you were going at it, you said you must start as a dreamer. You must dream. And from dreaming, become a world changer. From being a world changer, become a strategic person, and then become the futurist. Awesome. I mean, you've said so much, so much, so much. But I'm just wondering, on this call are different people. There are retirees on this call. There are 9 to 5 workers on this call. There are people that are, so to speak, comfortable on this call. And there are those who the pandemic has pandemicked because they got into COVID-19 and the center could no longer hold. What will you say to all those groups of people? I hear you say a stream of income is not enough, but then we've been trained to be loyal to our employers. We were taught to go to school, pass the exam, get a good job, collect your money in the office, save it, build a house, and keep going. But I'm hearing you saying it's a cake, that one source of income is not enough. Can you please throw light into that?
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. And I want to say thank you for everyone on this call again. Thank you so much for your questions and everything. I'm going to share, I don't know whether every one of us are on our platform, but I like to share information when it's hot. So this morning, in short, I wanted to start the whole of June, and I call it intentional June. It is because last year, June, I did a 30-day thing that I didn't believe. So it's not even really about what you believe. Just step out and do it. I told myself I was going to move rank to where I am last year in the month of June, okay? And so I just started working intentionally. I called it intentional June. It happened on the 30th of June. So I told myself this year, okay, it's almost June, so let me just see how I can do these things again. So I started out a walk. It's a 30-day walk that will start on Monday, but I decided to use the first 3 days to stretch it. So I started, I had bought this thing on our last trip, to China last year. So I'd never really opened it. I decided to open up that box to get a friend in China, okay, that's a PhD lecturer student. He's a lecturer in Unilab, but lives in China at the moment, to help teach my boys. Sorry, Chinese. I study French. They are trying with their French, but just to knowing that the world has moved, Mandarin is something everyone should know or at least understand. So I started out these classes, and while on it, I got a lot of information on what's happening at the moment in China. That's where my story is coming from. And I found out something. The truth is, like China or hate them. That's what I try to tell people. Smart people, people that are positioned for the future, are not stereotyped. Seriously, they are not sentimental. That's the truth. Remember when we grew up, especially some of us that are Christians on this call, there was a time we said that because our Lord Jesus is coming back very soon, don't go to school. And you know what happened? A lot of people actually dumped their certificates. Some people said, I'm going to heaven tomorrow morning, and so many things. And for me, that was just straight up ignorance. So it's the same thing happening now. When people lie to you, the people lying to you are sounding like we are in a huge war with China. Nothing is happening there. We will deal with them. Trump says his own. African thought leader says their own. And then Europe. But yet, the small thing like even the water we drink, I wanted to say the air we breathe, but that comes from God, is done in China. So these people have deceived us for too long, trying to let us hate a space that a few years ago was called underdeveloped. And this space woke up not just to become the world power in terms of manufacturing, but became something that could stand. So I believe anyone that is entrepreneurial, that is futuristic, should understand that there is nobody mentioned, any of them, Jeff Bezos, all of them, the Amazon guy, and the Mark Zuckerbergs, and then our Dangotes and the rest, and even the Trumps. Look at all of them. They've always done business with China. Why? Some people say because labor is cheap over there. It's not just about labor being cheap. It's really about what controls a place. The idea, the ideologies. Check out how things are done. 18-year-old, 31-year-old, 20-year-olds are now into artificial intelligence, robotics. AI is like the in thing. And that's technology. That's the next level of life. And during this time of the lockdown, a lot of people were still cashing out millions through technology. As a matter of fact, I'm meeting everyone here would never have met if not for technology. So the one thing I let people understand is that we should understand that time has changed. What worked for our grandfather did not work for our fathers. And what worked for our fathers, you and I know cannot work for us. I'm a lady that came from a school, from a home that loved school. My father retired as Deputy Surveyor General of my state. So in our home, you have to go to school, you have to do this, you have to do that. Marriage wasn't really even the thing, we were 6 girls. But you see, that it will so make you feel like you have to do school. What was here? I keep saying, if I knew what I know today of my father, or if my dad knew, he would not just become a licensed surveyor and die. An entire thing has gone. My immediate elder sister is a surveyor, but she could not inherit his own license. Those are the things we need to understand. She has to start out fresh. She just got certified, you know, almost at 40. And so how long is she going to be able to use that and all of that? But you know what? Just like we've heard in the classes we've had, that the truth is there is career and there is business in every career. So a 21st century person is doing what now? Is looking at the business, the entrepreneurial part of the career. School is good. I've done a master's. My company sent me to do master's in the USA. I'm going back to Harvard. I'm doing all my school things. I want school. I was telling all the parents on that call, make sure that by the next 10 years, by the time we are talking, you can afford Yale for your children. You can afford the Cambridge and all of those. But you know what? You will not afford these things if you do not do things differently. That's just the truth. And so it's not really about how much money you have or how much information you are able to process and put in a place. One source of income has done a lot of harm than good. I don't know how to say it again. And you see, there is something called multiple struggles that people feel is multiple streams of income. It's multiple struggles. Today, one of the reasons I finished went had my barways for my makeup artist. She has not come. They've not allowed her. You know, but if I was doing teaching and learning makeup by myself, my face would have been more sharp. I just had to rub powder and just got out here. You understand? There are different things, but you find out that there are people that are doing different stuff, different struggles. That my person now, she has lost money. If she had someone that could replace her so that she can do the right thing she has gone to do today, and then being able to also make it in such a way that there are partnership. That's the kind of thing we are asking people to do now. Get into collaborations, partnership, things that don't need you to be there live and direct, like in person, but you're earning percentages. That's the sharing economy, and that is what life has moved into. So you find out that you do all you did with education, and then God forbid you leave the earth, that's it. None of your children really inherit these things. But if you're doing that job, for instance, a medical doctor, and you find out that there is a business in the medical profession, and what's the business? There are different, you know, medical equipment that can be shipped in. You have stuff that you might not be the one running it. You partner with someone and you have these things on ground. I tell you, you will make money. Even when they do the strikes, you would be doing other things. And then I have friends that are consultants in the medical field. And many times we sit to you know, what do they call it? To compare notes. And we laugh. I'm a stay-home mom, in quotes, doing what I do. But a couple of them are those professionals and everything. And by the time we look what comes in terms of Naira and Kobo, it doesn't rhyme up. Why? Because you have to be there to do this job. And when there is this and that, it stops your flow. So this is what we're trying to preach. Find out the extra things you can do, that after a while, it will raise additional sources of income for you while you rest. For the past 3 months, okay, we've been locked down. There are a couple of us that have not really had to do anything, but we are reaping from what we did in 2013, what we did in 2014, what we did in 2015. And listen, it's actually worse. I'm so sorry. I don't like to be, you know, someone that brings what's not too good. But let's face reality. People are being laid off right now. So imagine if you had just a job, okay? Imagine that. And apart from people being laid off, there are so many people that are not sure that this job, by the time they start again, they will still keep them up. You understand? Something could happen because everybody's trying to. It's not something we should flog on over and over. Everyone should know that you need additional source of income, because what worked for our grandparents, it worked for our dads, and what worked for our dad has not worked for us. But what will work for us is one thing: your mindset, your mentality. What do you think? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Are you thinking salary? When salary does not come, that's your life. Are you thinking, okay, another business that has to do with multiple struggle, it has to be me having to go before I make the money? That's how it's going to be, cycle. But if you're thinking transgenerationally, you would find out that there's so many things you can do that it takes you just a year to 3 to build. You leave that and go to something higher and something higher. And after I get the host to speak, I'll explain that, because it's something I'm doing and it works so seriously. And whether you look at the opportunity or not, there are so many things you can glean from the things we are doing. And I tell you, it gets better and better. And it is time proven. And the truth is that it has nothing. It has nothing. It's a wealth route. When they talk about wealth route, you hear real estate, you hear automated businesses. That is your business that you can make it automated and then you get something out of it. They talk about intellectual property, which still has to do with automated businesses where you take patents and all of, you know, those where you have patents that you get royalty for. And then you talk about paper investment, the stocks, the bonds, the shares, where you can do all of those. And then you talk about the multi-level marketing. And in as much as multi-level marketing or network marketing has all of its own, by the time I'm going to break down what this is and how it actually cuts across the other 4, you would understand that it is quite different. 1, 2, that we are not thinking as network marketers, because I'm not one. I'm an author and I'm an entrepreneur. And above all, I want to be a woman that will not just walk through life as a billionaire, okay, in any currency, because that's what I'm working towards. But I want to be a woman that walk through lives and then they turn and find out that many people that walk through life with her became billionaire because she decided to stay down and teach everyone how to fish instead of giving them fishes. Thank you very much.
Wow. Like I said, I'm sure everybody here, we have about 180 people on this call, and I'm sure they're all just saying, wow. I told you that there is no dull moment with this one person. You've said so much, and I mean, that there is a career, but there is also the business side of every career. That is so awesome. And it's not about how much money you have, but how much information and how you process it. I'm listening and I'm saying, wow, wow, I'm just shouting. Then talk about multiple struggles, minus me. I don't want to do multiple struggles. Thank you so much for breaking down the various wealth routes. I truly appreciate it. Talked about collaboration. And then you talked about the various wealth routes, the real estate, the paper money, the automated businesses, the patent and all. And then you said the network marketing. And I have a challenge there. And I know a lot of people that are on this call who are not partners yet to be saying exactly. Network marketing, that's where they get my money from. I've been there before, I've lost money. So and so I've been there before, they've lost millions. And then you are saying it is a route to wealth. Can you break it down? Because what a lot of us on this call know about network marketing is that they come out as money doublers, you put your money there and bam, is all gone. But you are saying here that one of the routes to wealth is network marketing. Can you just tell us about that?
Awesome. Thank you so much, madam. So just before I go ahead, with your permission, I'll do this. This book is on Amazon, okay? It's called The Futurist, My Entrepreneurial Journey. I wrote Anne. One of the conversations we had today is that the company I do business with, which I'm definitely going to unveil later, is not just going into artificial intelligence. I have gotten a patent to start my first cartoon animation of this book. It's something I've always wanted, you know, because there is a portion of the book that talks about demystifying network marketing. If there's anybody that was not ever going to look into that industry, it was Udeme. Because I have a mom that the husband doted on her, that the thing used to pain us. Let me use the word pain. Because we're like, what in the world? In my father's eyes, the wife was some angel that will never do anything wrong. Like, I and my elder sisters used to just sit down and gossip. I'm like, what is this? This is why I'm using jazz on this man. Long story short, what I found out is this. Every time my father will pack his civil service money and give my mom, and she will go and do all kinds of Ponzi schemes that we do not like. Either she's in GNLD, or she's doing Tianchi, or she's doing Malaluka. She's just doing something that it will not work. So do you know what she'll do? Because she has many children, she will end up giving us these things to take so that they don't expire. And so it's through her I knew about noni juice and all of those things and all of those things. And for me, I'd already made up my mind. This thing is good for people that have husbands that love them and want to throw away their money. Because there was not even one that brought any result. So when I graduated from school and got out here, and a friend told me about, my company, and then she was a big girl in the bank, I just said, oh my God, this one is not, or maybe this is another too much money. In my poverty, in my brokenness, if there's any English like that, I didn't listen to her. I was like, what's this? No, it's not my thing. I studied French and I'm doing my teaching. And after this time, I'm going to go into, I really wanted to take teaching to another level. I'd always felt I was going to read up to professorship. It's not too late, but I just thought, it's not my thing, leave it alone and all of those things. Long story short, the one thing that got me to look at her were the 3 reasons I'm going to tell you that is worth listening to. Number 1, she said, Udeme, you've always wanted to do masters. These guys can send you to do masters abroad. Oh yeah, she got my attention. The number 2 thing was that this is not about selling products, because I have always known network has to do with product. But Britannia Kodua, she's with my company now in the US, said it is not product. Have you ever seen me with product? I told her I only listened because I respect you. So what will I be doing with the product? See, it's not about product. This is about connecting to have your own personal product and pattern. This book was done 100% by Longreach, okay? And at the end of the day, they are translating it into Chinese, and now I'm getting patent. Like there is a patented right to everything animation I will be doing. And these guys did not just do the first masters, Harvard is them. And you know what, there's a guy in Nigerian, the guy helping my boys, that we were able to push in there to start working. And this guy is giving us uploads. The recent body sprays from, I love them a lot, Victoria's Secret, for the whole of Asia and Africa, is manufactured by the same company. So there is the OEM aspect of the business that is opened now. And I got so much information that I could only be here. Some of us here would know of the honor of, what did they call it? Soulmate, the hair product, okay? Now that man is getting all his stuff done by this company and sent to Lagos to him. And wow. For everyone, I'm able to say, you have manufacturing, let this company help you. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing with this company as a network, but just to connect, to link them, to get these OEM things done. I get percentages out of it. It has nothing to do with the network. And then, it's just a new department. At first, it was just an inside thing, but they've been able to fix it out there. So the business gets better and better. And you might say, oh, it's just a privileged information. But life is about privileged information. That's why we tell you, stay really informed so you cannot be deformed. So I'm coming back to tell you, I think I jumped, but one of the things I needed for you here was that I was one person that didn't even want to look at this because I felt, no, it's not my thing. And then I'm going to be selling products. So first they talked about education, which is key for me, personal development. You want to hide something from someone, hide wisdom, hide knowledge, and you can use ignorance to deal with the person. So when people know, they are better informed. Second was that it's not a product peddling thing. I don't have the power to sell no product to anybody. So I wasn't looking that way. Thirdly, was the fact that these guys are actually looking at putting up a manufacturing plant in our country. Sincerely, as of 2013, when I heard these things, I didn't believe any of them. But you know what? The one thing that made me even look again, the one thing that made me say, okay, was first, I respected the person. 2, she showed me some alerts that were interesting. I did not still believe. Remember, she was a banker, so I felt it's bank cash. Thirdly, she showed me that you could do this business in different parts of the world. The company operates in over 138 countries. So it was, okay, so how does it now work? It was in the how that I found out my why. How does it work? It actually works like this. That's the first thing everyone should seek to know. So I'm going to hold that thought right there and go back to what you knew about multi-level marketing. So I will be able to demystify, just like I was able to write in this book. I wrote about being able to demystify multi-level marketing. Number 1, everyone, including my mother, God bless her, she's now on my platform and she's doing very well, buying almost all the estates in this town. I'm just looking at her, that had never had any results in her network marketing. All those people, I call them that they paid their school fees. They paid their dues. Because when you go into something, you've not done your research, truth is, you just went to learn. You're learning forward. So what happened to the MMMs, the GNLDs, the Green World, the Forevers, all of those that people had money. And after a while, we didn't hear of them, was because they were what? Network marketing companies, period. That's just who they were. They were not into manufacturing. They were not into personal development. Listen, if you want to go far, go with people. That's the truth. If you want to actually hold something big in the future, build people, and people will build that thing for you. That is the law of life. Some of us that are Christians on this call, every time people went out, they said Abraham went with this is that. The next generation, we're going to be these people he crossed over with. Check any man that moves with people and is genuinely not using people, but just wants to impact. That person will go far in life, because that is the law of life. So now these guys moved from that level and decided not to check. Professors, academia, different people that you thought knew better, jumped into things like MMN and MMM and the rest. They did not ask salient questions like, who are these companies? What do they have in it for me in the next 5 years? What are their antecedents? If anything happened, can I sue? Can they sue me? Now, apart from this, if I dump my 5 years with them, where is the future headed for? And then why am I being asked to sell products and keep selling products? What does it take to share a percentage of what they do? Nobody asks these questions. Everyone will hear one thing that they will just say, come, put this money, you will have this money, and everybody picks press. That is not, that is the school fees they paid. I'm so sorry, but that's the truth. And so you see, it's the same thing that when people generalize these things and say, oh yeah, so this is network marketing. And then some will put you in some slavery that you keep buying, they flush the point to buy, and that's what I knew. So I did not even want to look at it, but those are one of the things to demystify. Any company that tells you those 5 things I just told you, run away. That's modern day slavery. Just run away, where you cannot sit and say, listen, if I'm going to put 3 years, 1 year of my life into this thing, what is in it for me? So my company was able to demystify this thing. So that's what made me look at it. That's just one. I'm also going to come back to knowing that there were companies. I'm so sorry that on this call I'm mentioning names. There were companies like Forever Living Products. I'm sure my host was a part of them. Yeah. And I could only pinpoint at least just one person. One that was doing very well there. When I mean doing very well, at least she was able to also identify her calling as a medical doctor and was doing something. She was able to establish a medical, a hospital and all of that. But you know what? That lady is late now. I always ask, whatever happened to her legacy, in quotes? Why isn't Forever Living Product all over the place? Why are people not clamoring for this very network and everything? Because it was hinged on a person. Any network marketing company that you cannot count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 25, 100, 1,000 people, not just in Africa, in other parts of the world, being impacted, not with money, not with cars, not with private jets. All those things are fickle, but with so much education, sending you to do masters, sending your children to school, getting not just jobs, but giving you your patent, because wealth is about manufacturing. That's why China cannot go down. I say hate them or like them. They're not even really into education as it were, as they are into ensuring that what you need every day, you're getting it and you're giving them the money. That's why you hear my Igbo brother say all the time, it's not about the quality, quantity. It's about what I am able to put out at all times. It's about, the return, what I'm turning over. So at all times, there must be sales. But what kind of sales are we looking
at? Is she hanging? It's her network. Hello? It's her network. Can you hear her? Wow, your network is breaking. Uh-oh. Your network is breaking. Hello, SD4, your network is breaking. We can't hear you. Guys, let's just hold on. I'm sure it's our network. She will soon be back.
Happened. I'm so
Network
sorry.
happened, no problem.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So I don't know where I stopped, but I think that what I'm still trying to say is I'm now trying to break down in bits what my journey had been, what made me do what I do. So I said, okay, that for the past 6 years, which this year will make my 7th, there's no multinational. There is really nothing I would have done. That's the truth. That would have taken me here. Why? Because I've seen people that have been in government, I've been around them, I've seen people that have done oil and gas and everything. You know, the problem that always just happens is that you work very hard, you put in all the time that you have, but there's something called retirement, there's something called gratuity that it actually goes away. But, you know, working for yourself or doing what I do, does not just, and then, you know, all of those jobs most times sends you out on trainings and all of that. But it's training that is actually specified for what you do. But what I do gives you so much leverage that you can actually go specify, go specialize on different things that you want to because you can afford them. It can make you do so much more because you can afford them. 1, 2, it can also be partnership. You could talk to these guys and tell them, listen, I can help with this, with that. Let me give examples. One of the things I did when I moved out, like I said, to do this was I decided to demystify. I asked, what is this? What is it that this is not? That's what I wanted to say. What is different from the regular and this? And the 5 pivotal things were the first 3 I talked about. There's education, you know, there is definitely going to be something futuristic for me. Thirdly, they're coming to my country to put up a manufacturing plant. But, you know, I'm not Nigeria. I am only a citizen, so I might not be the owner of the manufacturing plant. But can you guys also do a personal thing for me to actually also build my wealth route? Yes. Now, can you guys, apart from the education, can you help my own younger ones? Can you help my children get this kind of education too? Yes. Apart from all of this, from all the things I help you guys do all over the countries of the world, can I have something like shares? Because it's another wealth route. They said yes. They give you a percentage of whatever happens on the platform altogether. So because I've kept saying platform, let me now bring it home. You're talking about Long Reach International. I'm sure you've heard so many things about Long Reach, but I tell you, and I tell you nothing but the truth. You can take it to the banks, you can do anything you want to do with this information. But one of the things that will always make me know that I'm sitting on something very big and very global and very futuristic is the fact that this is an international buffet. You have to serve yourself. I ask people, I don't want everyone on my business, sincerely, that's the truth. Why? Because everybody is not going to be wealthy. Life is about choices. There are people that like life hard, and their definition of hard work is bricklaying. I live close to a construction site here. Go there in the morning, you're going to see people that look like my mother carrying headpans of concrete. And some of them are old, and I asked what was happening to them in their 30s, in their early 20s, in their early 40s. Perhaps they had always felt something will happen. We live in a world that nothing happens until you happen to life, period. So that's why I always tell people at the end of the day, it still has to boil down to your choices. What do you want and how bad do you want it? You would have heard several things you've heard about Long Reach. You would have assumed, you would have seen people that just did it as my mother, leisure. My husband has the money, so they said there is the pad. Give me the pad, I'll sit home. Or you could decide to do it like the world changes. So I decided to carve a niche. Remember, I told you have the dream. After the dream, become a world changer. So what did I do? I made up my mind it's not going to be the 7 figures. I made up my mind it's not going to be traveling around. I made up my mind that it is going to be about posterity. We have a leadership problem in Africa. We do not have a resources problem. Why? If we were to have it, the Chinese, the Asians, okay, the Europeans, the Americans won't be fighting their way into this space. I'm telling you the truth. Every day we say we have nothing, but every day people are coming into our space. Why? I live in a quite state. I'm very close, to our commissioner for commerce and industry. Every day I go to see that man because he's one of the major investors in what we do here. I go, I'm seeing Chinese, Japanese, all these people. I'm like, sir, what's up? They always come in for one job, one construction, one something. And the man says it all the time. We have so much in this country. That's why people keep coming. So it depends on what you want to see. I decided that I was going to the same way that extracting whatever gold they're extracting from here, I will also be a part of the extraction. That's the first thing that made me look at this. Number two was the fact that I understood that when you raise world changers, we are raising these people not just to make the name. We are raising them so that we can also change the narrative in the future. And we keep talking about future. I think Mr. Louis Manuel told us during the classes we've had that the future is the yesterday we talked about. Is the today you talked about yesterday. That's actually the future. So that is just a concept. We kept talking future. In the next 6 months or so, 2020 is off. So what do we say? The conversation on ground now is what is the way forward? Is our job serving us? No. What is the way forward? The things we have always thought will work like that, has it worked? No. So what is the way forward? Way forward is just aligning yourself with what should be, which is knowledge. So I decided to raise people so we can position for leadership tomorrow. Why am I pushing everyone on the team go to Ivy League schools? It's because all of the schools is beyond just trade or commerce, is leadership. When we are able to fix the leadership problem in Africa, in Nigeria, that is our starting point. So I might not be here when the real revolution happens, but I will be glad to be a part of it. So the one reason I'm partnering with this Asian company, Asian Giant, is for leadership tomorrow. A couple of us are going to be thought leaders. Some of us will do politics. Some of us will get into the UN. Some of us will do a lot of things, but do something. Do something. So for me, the number one thing is the posterity, what we are looking forward to tomorrow. Number three, before, is the fact that let's not try to garnish this thing. Good life is good. There is nothing as painful as doing all I've done for 35 years and coming back with a wall clock. Yes, that's what they gave my father when he retired. Deputy Surveyor General of the then Cross River State was given a wall clock and he hung it meritoriously in our house. When you enter, you see it, and we used it to yap my dad. And I was like, you people, leave me alone. So even you laughing, what did they give your father? What did they give your mother? My mother worked for 35 years with the state judiciary. She never drove her brand new car. All she drove was just the husband giving her. But today, the woman is not just driving, she's calling you, Udeme, I have bought this, I think you should come, or I will launch my car. I said, madam, carry go, at 60 something. She never, I don't know if she had, but at least I know that what was willed to her. They were all my dad's. But now she has properties in choicest places in the city. And she's building, I'm not even joking, because of one outing. So the profit is what I'm going to be talking about. Because I see that many times what made us do the MMMs and the rest were these monies. But you know what? I am not excited about money that cannot sustain. What we do allows your money not just to sustain, but to multiply itself. It gets better. I started by earning very little, okay? And then started moving to earning 7 figures by God's grace in Naira. And now I'm beginning to earn something like that in dollars and in pounds. It's small. And when I started Long Reach America last year, I knew people would laugh. I shared my first money. It wasn't up to $100. But I told me I was so happy. I was, because at least that means I'm getting a paycheck. But it's the same way I started in Africa some 5-6 years ago. Imagine doing this for the next 2 years. Because of experience, I would know what to do. So what is the difference between this and others? The difference is, I've talked about posterity, I've talked about the profitability. The profitability is there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bust our bubble. In the midst of the pandemic, I hope we know that it's not everybody that was broke. I'm going to allow that to sink. During this pandemic,
True.
that did not do anything, it's not everyone that was broke. I'm not even going to talk about Udeme. I'm taking myself out of it. Let's talk about the countries of the world. There were people that found out these things ahead of time. Please Google Taiwan. You would hear what happened in that space. They knew and they already blocked before it even became viral. So they did not shut down. They were still working. Leave that country. Go to places like, even China. Anybody theory, and all of that, postulation is okay. I don't know who brought this or who did not bring that, okay? But I'm trying to say that while the world could not contend, like the America and all the places in Europe, they still had something. Did you see the state-of-the-art hospital these guys were able to build in 3 days? Leave whatever you think, just think
Yes,
the fact where I'm taking us. Think the fact that in the midst of lack, you could have had plenty. A couple of us, I was on my way to, I was in Paris, moving to Italy when it hit Italy, and I ran back home. And I didn't come home straight. I went to New York before I got back home. In all of those trips, it was my personal trip. I had put it out, okay? I wanted to go establish Long Reach not in France, I just passed through in Italy, okay? And do all the documentation. But you know what? I was able to do all of those trips, got back to New York and got back to Uyo, and stayed on since March 8th. I entered this town till today, not stepped out, but still made 7 figures. Now, this is with all sincerity and humility, and truth is we always show. That's the truth. Still made steady 7 figures. I don't have to do anything because everything that is bringing this money now was already done in 2015, 16. So your post-COVID reality is what you will be doing now with this information you're hearing. And like I always say, everything about life is choices. You can listen to this and say, oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, she's not even telling us the real thing. Oh, and all of that. But let me tell us the truth. After all is said and done, life will always happen. And then our choices would show forth. Look at the jobs, they are gone. Look at even the real estate and the rest. Some of our tenants, tenants cannot pay, and you will not throw them out. Even when you do, the courts will say give them time to pay. There was a global pandemic, so even you that has a real estate thing, you are still at risk. But imagine having a business that had to do with what I call I like to talk about this once. I'm so sorry, please. I'm saying like a lot at the same time. I like to talk about how you can make money. There is a primary wealth creator, there's a secondary wealth creator, there is a tertiary wealth creator. Okay, the primary is about manufacturing. Those guys don't go broke. It's about preferring, solutions. In the midst of this pandemic, have we eaten food? Yes. The people that manufacture food will not go out of markets. That's the truth. Do we have our back? Yes. Daily consumables or daily groceries that we use, the roll-ons and the rest, people make them. So that is why manufacturing, of no matter how small, is good. Lots of us did not hear of Dangote until after 30 years and the rest. What was he doing? From cement to pastries, from pastries to different stuff. There is Dangote, this, that. So that's to show you that you have to just keep bringing something to the table, no matter how small. That is what keeps you wealthy. So the fact is that I built a wealth route through a team of world changers that gave me the steady thing. But you know what? Most of the monies that entered this time were proceeds from my book. Most of the monies that entered this time were trainings. By God's grace, we're going to be hosting, someone that for an hour, if you hear the fee we saw, and they said all through this pandemic, this person was doing that. And you don't pay in Naira because it's value you want. So there are so many routes that you can engage, and don't let anybody deceive you by saying, oh, you have to get this expertise to get this. And no, it just starts by stepping out. You see this conversation, God keeping us alive, we will have it again in 2023. Just all of us here. Is at that time you will understand that before you blink, 2023 is 3 years from today, and it's almost here. So what I'm sharing with us is practical. Go back home, close your door, and tell yourself the truth. Do you like your financial state? Do you like what happened to your parents? Do you like you? Do you like the way you're headed? And I'm not there. I am doing an expanded edition of my book. I'm reading. I'm going to be hosting lots of stuff. I am still going because that is what we are meant to do with life. Sit down and ask yourself silent questions. Nobody really cares until they really know how much you care for them. But you know what? Nobody can tell you the truth if you do not tell yourself the truth. Anyone that keeps lying to himself or herself has just got something, coming. It's there. It's there. It will show up, whether you try to ignore it or not. So for me, this is a wealth route that will not just employ 5,000 Nigerians, but will be able to give a portion of real estate deals to star directors at Lekki Free Trade Zone. That's what Long Reach did. Long Reach put up a manufacturing plant that by October it's up and running. And we are told that as we speak, over 100 companies that to manufacture for, that takes over the whole of Africa, only 2 are Nigerian. Only 2. So other African countries are jumping into our own oil well again and will use. But others are outside of Africa coming in, knowing that it will be cheaper to actually take from here to the UK than from routing from China. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to something that is very different. I don't know what you heard, I don't know what you know, but if you listen to the things I have said, and you really want to tell yourself the truth, you will know that this is quite different. I'm not a network marketer. I don't know what that is about. I am a world changer that is ready to lock hands with anyone that says, listen, I want more out of life. And I am willing to learn how to walk on waters because I will know where the stones are placed. And I'm ready to show you so we all can walk on water. Thank you and more blessings.
Wow. Wow. Everybody's clapping. Somebody sent me a chat and said, this is a pro. This is wow. Thank you so much, the Futurist. And somebody says, I got my first Long Reach alert in this lockdown. That is so awesome. I'm glad. So you have said so much about locking hands with you. You said so much about Long Reach is different. You've said the 5 things that makes it different. You told us that we should decide to be a part of it. You've talked about talked about raising the world changers. You talked about having the good life, building leaders for tomorrow. It's not about making money. It's about money that can be sustained. Awesome. So how do I lock hands with you on this journey?
Okay, awesome. Great question. So I would want to say that the number one thing is this: when their student is ready, the teacher always shows up. Teachers are everywhere. That's what I found out about life. And some people sound like, I'm not a professional teacher, but you're raising children, whether they're biologically yours or not. You're talking to people, you're inspiring, you're a teacher. If you're able to send in any form of inspiration to anybody, you are teaching, you're impacting. That's the truth. And so I tell people at all times, know that when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. And so that's why all of us are seated here. Like I said, I had always wanted to be wealthy. God knows. But I never dreamt more than what I saw around me. My parents taught us lots of contentment. So I just used to say, I was just going to have money and then have a great family and we can do trips abroad. It was luxury. Those were the kind of luxury I wanted. I never thought of owning my own manufacturing line. I never thought of becoming an author. Yeah, I loved education, but I felt, where will I get the money to now start, I thought it was some big thing. I never thought of going to artificial intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the future. Everything will always revolve around technology. Get used to it. You've heard all the 5G and the rest. It's not demon. It is not. All those people that want their certificate, did Jesus come yesterday? He did not come. And ladies and gentlemen, our Father might not even come tomorrow. Leave it alone. He is telling us to occupy till he comes. Don't come first. Occupy. That's what he's asking you to do. And the poor will always hate on the rich because they think there's something they are doing that looks like magic that we cannot do. No, it's about your mind. It's about your mind. Put it open and you will be shocked. So one way you can be a part of this, sorry, my kids, you're going to be hearing noises behind. One of the things you can do is first and foremost to ask yourself, why do you want to do better than your parents? Why? Why do you want money? Why do you want to be an influencer? Why do you want to wake up and find out that you are earning 7 figures in at least 3 foreign currencies? Why? Why do you want to go to Harvard? Those were the questions I asked myself a few days ago. And I remember telling whoever cared to hear that why I wrote this book was because I wanted, it was personal. I wanted to get into Long Reach and get something from them. Anybody listening to me on this call, a buffet, when they put it on the table, they don't check what you're taking. So if your stock is not well cultured, you will take like this, you are not going to send nobody. It's no one there. They don't check. Nobody say, hey, madam, don't. It's just that because you, so because you know you are cultured and mannered, you just act like a small dessert. That's what I did. I picked little. They gave me a small car. They gave me a Range Rover. I said, But I came back like that woman that wants to go for party and carry cooler. That's what I did, unashamed. So I decided to go back to the buffet, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm not afraid to ask Long Reach. It's the project we are putting up, and the kind of things I say are things I learned here. So I'm telling you that this is an international buffet. Use the Chinese. That's the one word I'm going to tell you. Use them. Why? Because whether you like it or not, the people that are supposed to cover you, to ensure people are not using you, are using you already. They are using you. What's your government doing about what is happening right now? In the midst of the lockdown that we're shouting, oh, be careful, be careful. They brought in Chinese. Till today, they have not told us where those guys are. So nobody really cares. It's either you start caring for yourself now by positioning, or you just become, one of the casualties. But God forbid that you hear this and you go in there. They are owing the Chinese billions. And you don't know how they will pay back. So the number one thing I would want you to do is wake up to reality. Understand that after all is said and done, oh man, oh woman, answer your father's name. It is when I got to think like that I decided to yes, godliness and contentment is awesome. But you know what? Everything that has happened in our life. Small girl, remember when you were a guy, a smaller person, that you did not grow and see challenges and life like this, that you've given up your dreams. Think the way you used to think. There is nothing that the mind conceives that cannot be done. Nothing. It's only our experiences that makes it look like these things are for a certain class of people. That's why I started with it is not luck. I need go unlock something in your spirit. It is there. Leave age alone. Leave it alone. It's one thing that does us nonsense. Oh, I've passed the age of time. Who told you? Age is a number. Our minds don't grow old. The spirit does not grow old. So think back and tell yourself something again. I can do this, and start doing. So that buffet is serving. Let me show us something. When Long Reach came to open up the $100 million manufacturing plant at Lekki Free Trade Zone, there were 3 cities, 3 states we approached the government. Don't you think I would have loved it in my state? But everything is about politics. While they were trying to dilly down, former Governor Ambode jumped on it. Do you know that whatever is manufactured in that place for the next generation, he has something going to him? That's why the whole family identified with it. It was his take-home package. That's why he could talk about it on channels, was putting it. He bought into a percentage of what the Chinese would do there. That is foresight. Like him, met him, I was proud. Yes, I tried with my state government. Because they will ask you, what is in it for me? What is it? And you're dilly-dallying. Too much analysis leads to paralysis. So they try to get all the monies from them and everything, but the wife is now a star director here. I hope you know. That is you have people positioned. Go into that place, Lekki Free Trade Zone. Come in. When you pass Dangote's refinery, the site, the rest till the end is bought by Chinese. Please, you living in Lagos, at least there is movement. Wear your mask and step outside. Go and check. The Chinese have bought over that entire industrial area. And you know, everything that happens at that free trade zone is bought in dollars. Imagine who were the owners of this land. The Chinese are buying over the entire thing. And you say you should not partner with them. The smart thing to do is to partner. Because you are of this world, but not of this world. And you make the money out of it and make sure there is something for the next generation. Remember our why. Our why is for posterity. Our why is for people. So fix the why clause first. It's when you fix the why that your heart will open up to the amazing things you can do. That's the truth. Why do I want to do the things I want to do? I found out it is because when I do, I will share with others. And those that are smart enough to come on board will come on board and we do more with life. So you would see that the Chinese have taken time to buy into Africa. Read up of the Gambia and Zambia recently, the government cannot pay them, the Chinese, and the Chinese started buying up cities. That is, they gave in exchange. So let me not belabor on this. They are a company to latch on. There is always the good, the bad, the ugly. So check. I'm giving you a company that is over 30-something years and they have a reputation and they can sue and be sued. So that's one way you can and become a part of what we do. Secondly, is that after you found your why and you've done this thing, please, if there is no big dream, don't join. I am begging you. You are the one that will say, so these people gave me 2,000 naira. That was my first earning here. You need to see how I danced with that 2,000. A teacher that was earning 25,000 and was not paid for over 6 months. And I borrowed money and brought in my 2 children. My mother joined first and I got 2K. Hey, I was dancing. But we've seen people get 20K and the rest, 20,000 naira. And they sound like, what is this? I have leaders that did that to me. It's the infant. She stood by my door and said, "Udeme, excuse me, you're the one that is broke. I'm not broke." I've heard those kind of things because she was my next door neighbor. She said, "Udeme, you're the one, Udeme, you know that I'm not broke. Udeme, why are they insulting me with this? Is this what you told me to come and do?" And I'm trying to say, it's not for today alone, madam. It's just for the week. And next week, I had to, because I had to beg. That's how I started. So you on the business, if you're listening to me, I beg you in the name of God, don't beg people to stay on wealth. Teach them to stay on wealth. I was that unsure. I was that scared that if people don't join me to do what they do, I would be left alone. Poverty is bad. So I've had those kind of things. If you do not have a big dream and a big why, and today, praise God, that my star director 3 is almost a star director 4, almost at my you know, where I am, and she's doing very well, the entire family, you know, that story is another story altogether. But I like to share these things. Have a big dream, a big dream, a big dream when you join. Why? Your dream will be what will fuel your passion here. It is what is going to fuel your pace here. Is one of the quotes on this book, that your purpose should fuel your pace. It should be able to teach you what to do, how to do, when to do. So when you have these dreams, we are going to be using all the big dreams we have. We will get these guys to finance it, period. That's why we are here. We get them to finance our dreams, because it's not just the monies that are putting in to make these things happen, but we are learning. The best thing to do as a smart person is to climb on the shoulder of somebody that has gone ahead of you. You will see farther than the person. And you know, you cannot climb on that person's shoulder until there's been a kind of partnership or collaboration. So I need you to know that first. You need to understand and be a part to be able to know what to do. Lastly, I want to say, when you join, please learn. Learn. I know network is being funny right now. When you finally get on board, learn. Let me tell us what learning does to us. Learning takes us from a place of what's happening here, how do I get here, to a place of becoming. From questions, because you ask questions to learn. It takes you from a place of question to a place of wow. So this is it, enlightenment. And you know, the best learners are the best teachers. If you stop learning, you stop earning. And when you learn, the best way to keep growing is actually to give out the same information. If you have so much, you become stagnant. You're just seated there. So the learning is one thing. On the World Changes team, my host will tell you, we read. I've had people join the business recently. I say, after your first degree or even master's, when last did you go back to read? We're not reading. And you know, there's something that is a lie that they tell us, what do I need book for? It's money I'm looking for. There is a level of knowledge that also brings money. So you are going to be as open as anybody from learning. If you like the way I sound, I was a French teacher. So you know that the basic things they will teach us is your French. But I tell you, I could be seated here having this conversation for the next 5 hours. I'm not going to open no book because the book is here. Experience, number one. Number two, I am reading every day. No matter, when they talk about reading, it's not that from morning till night I'm looking at the book. No, get something, because it's about your thought processes. It's going to change the way you process things, the way you look at life, and the way, there's so much chaos right now in the world. So many times, leave social media. Leave it. Because when you stay on social media, some people say, I stay there to know what is happening before they'll start running. I say, run to where? When you are quiet, you download more. That's what I found out. So the social media can put me in a place that my heart is doing anyhow or something. And somebody said, I can steal. What are you going to steal? The divine download comes in stillness. Leave all the dubbing and all of that from people. Get into your own space. You would be shocked what is going to happen. I'm sure I have married people on this call, people with children that are saying, girl, it's not this easy. Maybe your children are now, you know, mini adults that thought, you know, but I have a toddler, I have like an infant and all of that. Let me tell you something. I started this business with my son, the second boy, being just 6 months. We just celebrated a lady that I went to the UK and saw her come out with her baby. She was breastfeeding. She is a 2-star director today. As a matter of fact, every time I gave her the mic to speak, the child was touching wires. I was so scared that maybe they'll call childcare for her and they had to carry the baby. Golibe, the first time she saw me, came to that outing with her child, and she walked with Baker Hughes. That's where she walked. But she heard about this and told herself, I'm going to study, I'm going to know. And she came out with her breastfeeding baby. Today, she earned 7 figures in 2 years. So people are doing what I could not even do in 2 years. What am I saying? Please, while you come out here, be ready to learn. It's not get rich quick scheme. I don't know how to do get rich quick, because quick money comes, quick money goes. When you grow up, you stay up. When you jump up, you come down. Period. That is life. And so you really need to sit down and tell yourself, am I ready for this? This is education on its own. I'm telling you, what we do here with Long Reach, with the World Changers team, it will change your mindset. And for me, if that is the only thing I've been able to do, I would have been so fulfilled. What I'm saying, the only thing is that money is just a tool. Money is very fickle. I'm not interested in how much you have or do not have. I'm more interested in who you will become when you allow us to take you through this path. I hope I was able to help someone out with my conversations.
Wow, thank you. I have a few questions here. Let me just take this. I'm sure you have touched on it, but let me ask it again. It says, how do I reinvent myself financially, etc., amidst this ambiguity and uncertainty predicated by COVID-19? How do I reinvent myself financially, etc., amidst this ambiguity and uncertainty predicated by COVID-19?
Ambiguity, predicament. I'm going to mention all of the grammar I heard from that. That person must be a professor. I'm so sorry. That's who I am. I needed to smile on this call. That's good. Okay, I didn't want us to be that serious because it's nothing really that serious. See, the rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer. Choices. Choices. If you ever went to school find out that the season, the time, the term, you told yourself, I am going to also take first or second or third. You got it. By watching the people, I'm telling you what happened to me. When I entered my secondary school, I have a medical doctor cousin that we were born on the same day, same year. So we are age mate, 24th March. I came the next day. She just one day my senior. But you know, because she's a medical doctor and she was always smart, she went to school earlier than I did, secondary school. So the year I joined Immaculate Conception, she became first overall of JS1, all the way that 300 and something people. Somebody I heard in our family, they didn't let us hear. Hey, I told myself, I went first 10, bang, bang, second 10, because I'm jumping around. I'm feeling like my sister is also a prefect in this school. Third 10, my parents finished me before I came back. They said, is that not somebody's daughter? My father, as in, they made me feel so bad. But you know what I did? I became friends with the person that took the first term and second term. This is going to be a term they'll do overall. I was shocked. These people are reading like this and reading like that. I'm telling you, they are seated like this, even to the way they were dressing. See, what you celebrate is what you attract. Period. That's life. That's life. Ladies and gentlemen, I ended up taking first again. So it now looked like family something, but it wasn't. It took choices, because I made up my mind to do it and I got it. So one thing you will do is find out the lifestyle and the pattern and the thought processes of wealthy people. There are books I can give you. You see why I don't really like talking about money? When people come close and later find out how much really comes in and everything, they know you should do this. I say no, because money is the least. That's what even the Bible calls it. Says is the least. And you know what? Every other thing we are running around for, there is somebody that gives in abundance. That is God. I don't take it out anytime, any day. So he just wants you to know, because there will be people that you need to speak to. And he wants you to walk so that you don't encourage people to sit down and cross their legs and just make money. So the one thing you need to do with yourself is to find out what they are doing and do. Have you seen this book? Don't let me talk about it again. It's not about the $20 or the 5,000 naira. Buy it. I talked about my journey and told you the next thing. The next book I will tell us. Many of the things I'm sharing here are from a man I have listened to and I like to, listen to. How many of us know about Robert Kiyosaki? I'm always glad because these guys are priests and they're born again too, okay? And you would hear that he said they got married as a very poor couple. But himself and the wife, meanwhile, on Tuesday, on the 2nd of June, I'm so sorry I'm using this because we talk about what we give you knowledge to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eric Worre's wife, okay, Marina Worre, is having a Zoom for most powerful women in network marketing. I go to Vegas every year for those conferences. And when I go, I don't just go to sit behind. We pay over $10,000. So I can meet with them one-on-one, because you heard in the webinar yesterday that we had that the money must first and foremost change you. How? Let it change your intellect. I don't believe in wearing the needle. I started beyond the designers recently. I was already earning 7 figures steady. I did not have even one. I did not, because you're not going to knock me. And you will not know whether it is designers or not until I tell you, sort of, okay? Because first I invested in me. I was doing all the trainings in America and all of that just to keep up the entrepreneurship. I didn't want to be a network marketer. So Eric Worre's wife is hosting him, Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki's wife. This woman is now a guru in not just real estate, but they have different wealth routes. Please look for books on the Kiyosakis and read. Like the Rich Dad Poor Dad, like the, what do they call it? I'm trying to show you practical ways, because these ones will change your mindset. So that even when have you seen people have money and they act very funny, like they don't live on earth again? It is poverty. Poverty is a universal citizen. It doesn't have a place, it stays here. If you like, go to America now, go to UK, go to different places. You see some people that have money and they're so stupid. I'm sorry, let me use that word. And you're just like, what is this? Because they did not grow above money, so they cannot control it. I need you to grow first above it, so that by the time it comes, you are normal, because that's how it's meant to be. Look at the wealthiest, very regular people, and that's what I want to happen to you, so that you know that you are not dressing up for anybody. You're not trying to do this for anybody. That thing is very, very demanding, trying to be who you are not. So first and foremost, get the knowledge. Number two, that person asks, what do I do? The practical thing is simple. Please join Longreach. You see me? Longreach is going to be the official entrepreneurial route, not just in Nigeria, in Africa. Okay, so somebody would say, so why don't you promote your own? I said, because in being able to promote others, you're paving way for your own. It helped you. It has helped a lot of Nigerians. It has helped people all over the world. Look at the whole transformation. These guys are in the 54 countries that makes up the African continent. Is that not awesome? There is always someone. Go to America. Yesterday I spoke with a former CAC registrar, Dr. Barrister Zinge. She's on the team. She told me, Udeme, listen, my cousins in this country are asking for our product. Some of them just know the product. And when people manufacture, the next set of things are manufacturing for Adidas and for people, I just start now like, what are they thinking? We are just fronting them because we want to ride on them and get to where we are headed. There is a process to life. So join Longreach. When you join, did you hear the things I said? Don't sound like any network marketer. That's not who I am. In short, those people, I don't know. I don't know how to sell product and fight and all of those. You are going to be the professional that you are. And how will you be able to be? By learning the process. You're not going to make money the next morning. Praise God, there are routes, they make monies now. If you want to, there are MMMs, there are the Loom and the Zooms and all of them. You can find them. But if you want a wealth route that is sustainable, this is the industry, this is the company. Now let me blow you up. The beauty where you see me smile is the fact that you can do the same thing from anywhere in the world by partnering with Longreach Nigeria, Longreach America, Longreach UK. And you earn these three currencies without having to live in that location. So now what I did 5 years ago that gives me 7 figures, whether I sleep and wake, is the same thing we have begun again. It is humility to learn again. But you see, where the time you put again, that means you've done it before and it worked. So now it is going to be easier. It's just like telling Dangote now, okay, oh, so after this cement, what? He had done cement, he found that he could manufacture. From there, he moved. And that is a cycle of life. You keep going like this. Don't go like this. Like this is people that want it sharp, sharp. I don't like them. I don't want to be around them. Seriously. So if you want the whole sharp, they say this other network is coming, this one, bye-bye. But if you want something sustainable, because after 10 years, let's have this conversation. Let's have the conversation. After 10 years and the rest, the lady I told you, the late Dr. Maria, I don't know what's happening again, you know, with that whole edifice she had and all of that. And then I asked, apart from her, show me 5 other forever living product people that could stand where she stands. So that's not duplication. I'm so sorry. That's not duplication. I want us to come to a place that they push away Udeme. You see hundreds of Udemes. They push away who? In Infon, you see 1,000s. That's what we're doing. It's not a one-man show. We want to be able to do this. That's why we went to America and the UK, and I started looking out for Nigerians. I told them, listen, you can do more than doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You can do more than stressing yourself like this, that your health is funny. You can. This is what education did to us. It cloned us. It cloned us in a wrong way. They told you, go to school, come out of school, make money. Which money? Where? Where will we make it? It's not there. So how do you make money? By changing your thinking. And it's through the thought processes that you will be able to know who to align to become your friend, your ally. I'm not excited about what you have. I see people have more. And today is no longer there. I'm not excited about what job, because jobs are fickle. You will either retire or be retrenched. But I've seen people that have stayed on and they've been wealthy for a long time. They've been wealthy for a lifetime. They have businesses that transcends 3 generations. Look at those people and study their lifestyle. They are all over the place. The Rockefellers, read about them. What did they do? My children are studying French, and I tell them every day, if you think I am going to put my name and like do everything and dump it on your name, you lie. At 18, you should be able to do this and do that. At this age, you should, and they already know that the future is, we've trademarked it. That all of these things I'm trying to do is for you guys, not just to manage, but to walk there. I don't know Trump, my man friend or not, but look at these children. Nobody is entitled. Nobody. So this thing does not just stop with us. We don't want to do those things our fathers did. Have everything and send our children abroad and bring them in to manage. They can't survive Nigeria. They sell it off and go back abroad and do their jobs. It was an error. So please, for you to do what you want to do with us is to come with these 3 things. Be willing to ask yourself, why do I want it? Answer that question. It's a rhetoric. Keep it to yourself, but be real about it. Number 2, understand that while here, there is something called growth. You will have to grow with us. And then thirdly, no big dream, don't come. You're going to drag us behind. Don't come. We are not just Forbes. It's not our destination. These days, people can buy into Forbes. But you know what? Being able to impact lives, that they tell the story and you be able to lay up wealth as dust is what we're doing. And I like to say that age is a number. It is a number. This is my 7th year here. And everything about life has changed for me. Because see what growth does. It does not just give you the things you want. It will change you. It will change you to a better human being. It will change you to positioning for what really matters. It will change you to be humble, to understand that leadership is about service. Please go ahead and know that what we are selling is the future. Buy it, sell it not. Thank you.
Wow, buy it, sell it not. Thank you. We will round up soon because of time. I can keep you here till 5 p.m., but I know you are so busy. Father, you gave us today. I'm so honored. Thank you. But I'll still take I have several questions. The questions I will not take here, please go to the person that invited you. They'll be able to deal that. But let me ask this question right up now. Somebody said, Ma, is it possible to do this with my bank job? If I don't sell products, then what will I be doing?
Awesome. Thank you. So this is me narrowing it down into the long reach business. I have so many people, so many of them. Time will fail me to mention names of people that were top bank officials. I'm not joking. So the way these people worked their job made me feel like a learner. You see, the best thing that's happened to me on long reach, it is being able to see that God has people. Leave it alone. You would sit in one corner and feel that this is life until you step out. We have one called Chinenye Effiong. Me, I told you that Chimamanda Adichie has taught me something. Everyone should do it. Tell the people you admire that you admire them while you can. Don't admire anybody and keep quiet and go and sleep. I'm not even joking. So I had a conversation with the chairman of AULO, African Women Leadership Organization, to speak with the lady I've always really admired. And I said, okay, yeah, I had this for her, blah, blah, blah. So you connect us to speak tomorrow, right? He said, yes. 2 days later, the woman is dead. We were talking about it yesterday. Connect me to speak. We did not even get to speak. What happened? Oh, I have malaria. I can't go to the hospital. I don't like this COVID thing. Oh. So she went to ease herself, slumped, and that was it. Raised BP. But she was not sick, nothing. That's how fecal life can be. She was 75, but she never looked it. I'm talking about Mommy Arene. She lives in Lagos. Many people might know her. But that same week, I said, I'm like, connect us again. Let me even greet Mommy. And it never happened. And so I'm like, oh my days. None of us, we are not going to die. But I'm just trying to tell people when it matters. That lady, the banker, was a lady I so admired that it took me a lot of money, but I closed my eyes and put her on the first class. to China. I just paid. Because I've always told her, I don't know how you did it. I remember when one of my leaders brought her in, she was just a normal banker, I think a marketer, I don't know, just normal. But on the business, she was growing in Long Beach and growing in her bank job. And what in the midst of this business, she paused, went to America, had her third child. And I think we're almost age mates. So you see, complete everything. She's doing what she's doing, her job, the business. And in 1 year, she moved from SD1 to SD2. No, I was blown. So I called her and just told her, babe, I don't know how to keep quiet, but like you blow my mind. So how was she able to rise to becoming a branch manager? She was a normal banker. I used to know her in town. I asked her because I like to know. She told me that by the time she did this, she only did her business weekends. She didn't want anything that would clash with her job. She wanted to build a career in banking, and she had done it for over 13 years or thereabout. So she said what she did was she just concentrates and does her job from Monday to Friday. But from Friday, the second she hangs that bag and leaves that place, it is her Long Reach business. So she's married to an Akwa Ibom guy, she's Igbo. And she lived in a city, I think Enugu were one of those. So every weekend, she will engage her hometown, telling them, and you know, we don't know what we have. If you're on this call and you're outside of Nigeria, you are the best person to do Long Reach in a way that will blow people. I'm telling you. You see, our Nigeria, we believe in branding. Let's see it. That's why they can deceive us easily. Package yourself. I showed someone on the team in Germany what to do. She said, I can't sign up. I can't sign up. Who are you looking for? People in Germany to sign up. They will not join you. Everybody's doing rat race. But let me tell you the people that will join you. Wear clothes. She said, oh, clothes. She wasn't working. I'm not doing it. I said, carry this, your fine 2 children. Put them in their walker. Stand outside in front of your house. Your husband has gone to work, right? You want to just sit down and cross your leg and be housewife. Stand in front of your house. Let him even see your house you stood. You didn't go anywhere. Dress up. Don't even do makeup. Stand outside. Tie something Ankara. Somebody is passing. Hello, if you can speak German or not, tell them, take the phone. Take phone, do like this with your children. She said, well, they're not a shy person. I can't know. As we speak, I'm talking about one of our leaders, Madam Joy. She was in Nigeria this year. She came here to see me. She's not just making steady money as a housewife. The husband had to when a man, you say you're having children, but you're just seated at home, somehow it will start irritating. Somebody. She wasn't doing anything. You will join a gossip blog, something. Take the picture. After you take the picture, do what? Put it. Tell them, do you like my lifestyle? If you do, chat me up. Let's talk about a business that is raising billionaires. She was shocked. Which business? Which business? And when they come, don't go Long Reach. Tell them these things I've told you. Prepare people's minds first so they can receive you. She started the business and everything changed. She thought she did not have the know with her, but she had something. Why did they start chatting her? Niger, they like Yankee. Just tell them I am in abroad. You finish them. Even if you're packing feces in that abroad, tell them you're in abroad. They will jump up. So if you're outside of the country, you are number one. Just don't talk. Take picture, put out there. They will come to you. So what do you need? The knowledge. So you banker, please let me tell you. I've seen so many bankers. I can talk about a lot of them. My upline, the SD4 Richie was a banker too. She left to do this. There's so many of them. What do you do? Prioritize. Listen, she said when her Long Reach business was giving her 3 times her salary in a week, 3 times, she decided to resign. She put in the resignation when her ovation was the loudest. It actually rocked, what's that bank? Echo Bank in New York. And you know what? When she came out, she branded herself to be the go-to for every banker in this city. I was shocked. One of my very good friends, I was like, my fingers was burnt. The big lady in one of the banks stays on her team now. When I saw her, I'm like, wow, this is good. So she came out and showed other bankers. So what do you need to do? All you need to do is prioritize, do your job, but understand, Madam or Sir, you don't own that job. So if you settle down and take this a bit more seriously, the same way you're taking your job, you would be shocked what you will do with your life. These days, career is awesome. But like I said, there is a business in career. So find it so that you will not be a poor professor. There's nothing as bad as that. Professors that are poor, have you seen them? Something happened. Mama, why are you laughing? I've seen a poor professor and it was not nice. It's not nice because they will use the knowledge and finish you. You will not even be able to help them. You're like, okay, don't analyze this one. Let me tell you, no. In 1802, the thesis, and they finish the thesis, no 10 kobo. And that's where the Bible now talks about that man that was very wise, but empty pockets. When it was time to make decisions, Proverbs said a wise man is thrown out when decisions be made, and they bring an idiot with money. God forbid, it's no longer our own will be balanced on both sides. You have this, you have this, because your empty head will empty out your pocket. That's why I tell you, fill your head first, so that the head will fill up your pocket. So please, that's what you should do. Everybody, anybody, no matter your profession, you can do language. Just listen and learn, and we will show you. And you can even do better than us. It's very simple. And you know what? Let me say a few things here. The regular network tells you to buy and sell. We don't buy and sell. So how do you do? We grow teams. When you refer, the regular network insists that you must be the one doing the referral, but we don't do that. There are so many people here that use me. I say, use your upline. Get the people, queue them up to be able to speak with your team leader. And you know the things we communicate, they are valuable things. We're not just telling you, come and put in money. We'll show you why you should put in money. And there are other things we're doing, like getting in here to be shareholder, where you come in at the biggest level and different stuff. And then these products are also awesome. I'm drinking the water here. I use language products. I don't have to go to the grocery stores to buy other things. So, you know, there are daily things you can also use. And if you're like me, I don't know how to take drugs, so I rarely use any of the supplements. But the daily things are so good. But the supplements can work for your in-laws, can make your mother-in-law love you the more. Package it, take it to her with love, you know, and then you can, you know, there's so many lovely things on the platform. And then think about making money too in other currencies. I think no network right now in Africa does that. No, not even one. So think about it. That's the future. You can do it.
Wow. Thank you so much. I know if I keep reading questions there, we'll sleep here. We'll be here till 5, but I know your schedule. That I could take you out for this time. It's awesome. Thank you very much. You launched out our Super Saturday in an awesome way. The calls, the chat, even my WhatsApp chat has been going on. Everybody is saying, wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being there. You have always been my go-to person. I call you my MI, my inspiration. You have been a blessing. Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody is saying thank you on the chat. Ma'am?
And I'm so honored. I am so honored.
You know, I can't thank you enough. I went to China for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. I went to China for the first time October last year, and yours truly, I'm actually flipping my hair now, yours truly flew totally business class on Emirates, courtesy the Futurist. All I had to do was carry my bag. And, you know, I took picture in that plane and I was like, life is good. I truly enjoyed myself. I mean, I had a long layover, and guess where I had to stay for the long layover? In the Marriott. Limo driven in, limo driven out. I mean, it was awesome. Thank you so much, the Futurist. God bless you. God increase you. We are together in this, and we are all coming to that uncrowded top. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, you know we have a deal for June 1. I will talk about that after this. It's me and you, off records, June 1, we have a deal. Thank you everyone that has joined us today for the maiden edition of our Super Saturday for Team Grace International. It's been awesome time with SD4 Udeme Etibensi, the pretty delectable Futurist. Next Saturday, we'll be out again with another SD2 Emmanuel Eduru will be in the house with us next week.
All the way from Ireland.
All the way from Ireland. You know, thank God for this pandemic. It's made some things easier for us. I couldn't have been able to get you or get him, but thank God for pandemic. Thank you, everybody that has come online. Thank you very much, the Futurist. I am so grateful. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And if you did not join on time or you want to still watch it again and again, please go to the Game Changers fan page. Game Changers. Game Changers is on there live. Thank you once again, Udeme. I truly appreciate you. God bless you. See more of me because I'm coming after you. Thank you, everybody. So God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. And don't forget, together we win. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.